this. Okay. Now we're recording, so don't say anything you don't want to be heard by others. Anybody else have questions, comments, things you see in Slack or LMT we should talk about?
I've got one thing to say, and that's it was either last week or the week before last. I sent out an email blast to 633 people. I got 5 replies, and all it was asking, are you really want to do something with convention of states? It's the it's going to volunteers of interest.
Okay.
Just those people. I had 4 of them said, yeah, but not right now.
Okay.
One, which I just got that last week, said no more convention of states. Okay, no
They
more
didn't say anything
conventions.
about why?
I actually send me a detailed email telling me why.
Okay.
I'm waiting for that detailed email, but he won't be getting anything from us.
Okay.
Okay, that was just something to share. I know the rest of you have loads and loads of emails coming into your telephone calls and all sorts of information collecting. Yeah.
So the 4 who said later, Thomas, do you have a sense of, is that like next year or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next year.
Okay.
A couple of them when they get back from Florida.
We'll read your notes in the LMT, Thomas.
Do what?
I said, we'll read your notes in the LMT.
How can I do that? They're not VAs.
Oh, they haven't applied for a role.
These are the people I'm
just
knocking
in the
on the
profile.
door.
Yeah. You can leave a note in the district dashboard for them.
Yeah.
And put on your calendar to contact them come whenever the warm weather arrives and you think they're back from Florida.
You can hit them back and be their Valentine.
There's only one thing, I don't like. The one thing I do not like using that English. I do not like using the email blast. It's because I usually put people's phone numbers in my telephone, my cell phone. So when they call, I can see them. And when I use an email blast and using all sorts of nobody I know, nobody I've collected this information on, if they call, they're just going to get hung up on. So I actually sent out emails before I used the email blast. So
Yeah.
that might got some people upset.
Tom, you can, you could go through your phone and add all those people to your contacts. And then if they call you, you'll know who's calling.
I've been doing that. I only have something like 263 contacts.
Okay.
And so far, and that's just for us.
Yeah, I think I have, I know I've got well over 1,000. So I usually put people in if they, if they're, certainly if they're assigned to something, I try to. But lots of other people too. So anybody else have anything?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and have a gun show in Columbia City in February. we were gonna have one there last year and it got canceled. And that's in a different county. I mean, yeah. So I'd like to try that and see if we do any better there. Lisa wants to ask me about having an event in Warsaw. Now Warsaw's in District 22. So is that like something we can't do?
We could probably do that. We just check with,
That's Ben Plickard's got that district, I think.
yeah,
And that is one of them. He's got
Well,
two.
he's gonna be moving to 18.
He's gonna do both.
yeah, I've assigned him to 18 as well, or to 22 as well as 18. And also
Oh, that
there's
might work
Mike Byerly would be another guy to try to get involved in that. He's closer to Warsaw than Ben is even.
I kind of hate getting out of my region, but we're kind of running out of places to do stuff.
Yeah. Well, one of the opportunities that might be if we would look at those adjoining regions and try to recruit not just petition signers, but see if we can find somebody who, has enough passion for COS to become a district captain or a volunteer activist, but try to find somebody to volunteer as well as just getting petition signers. Because I think in some states, they've had a lot of luck with that, of recruiting district captains at their event, information tables.
Yeah. I've mentioned that to people before, but I don't know. We're not getting them young enough to really want. I don't know.
Saying we got too many old people.
Hey,
Well, I like them when they're retired, but I don't like them when they're, when I don't think they can do it.
Yeah, people who have jobs it is harder to have them have the time commitment.
Well, that LaDonna, I've gotten a hold of her. Every time I call her, she's at work and we're always busy. So I'm not so sure she's gonna work out either.
Okay,
She gave me her days off and I've called her on her days off and I don't get an answer, so.
well, we are at the time of the year too, when it's, people tend to be quite a bit more busy maybe than some other times. So maybe in January, we'll have better luck with that. So Cheryl, how's it?
I was supposed to bring up about the COS stationery.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having a hard time locating it to buy it though.
Looks like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anybody have any of that on hand that they bought? LW, you got some? Did you get that through like Vistaprint or do you know?
I think it was Vistaprint.
Let me look at something.
Yeah, I checked for it after Vicky and I talked. I checked for it in the store and it's not there. So it has to come from the same place that do the business cards.
All right. I think that's a real good idea to, after January, when the new people come in, to send them a personal note. I want to give some of those to my district captains to write to our representatives. And I know I've got a new representative coming into Huntington. And
Yeah, it looks like Vista.
handwritten note on COS, on the COS card.
Now, I've got packages of, looks like probably 10 or 20.
Is that paper or is that
It's cardstock.
Cardstock,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's got not a perforation, but a horizontal line where you can fold it easily.
Oh, I see, I see.
I think I've got envelopes with it as well. So it comes out like this. And you
Okay,
the inside's
write your
completely
note,
blank.
yeah, blank
you could
inside.
Write a fairly long note.
Yeah, we
But
could.
the envelopes also have the emblem on them?
I'll look. I don't think so. I think they're just plain, but I'll look and see.
That, is that 3.5 by 5?
Looks like it. Yeah. 3.5 by 5 would be right.
Oh,
So Cheryl, when do you
No, the
start
envelopes are
your
plain.
job?
Plain, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
When do you start your new job?
Not till January 12th. Apparently
Yes,
I'm getting
that's great.
sworn in that night.
That is,
so Cheryl, are they giving you some kind of orientation in the meantime, or? what's
Well,
happening?
I have a training scheduled for sometime in January. No, it's February. It's like the first Wednesday in February with the Indiana State School Board Association. Not excited about that, but I also go to Columbus on February 4th for an all-day training. I think it's from 10 to 4.
Okay, who's putting that on?
I can't remember. Let's see. Apparently it's for the Indiana Association as well. And they paid money for it. It was like $475 or $425, sorry. And that's the first Saturday in February. Was supposed to go to a luncheon tomorrow. They have their staff and everything meet tomorrow, but I've had pneumonia and the flu, so I'm still recovering from that. I don't think I'll be going tomorrow. I'm still coughing.
Yeah,
Cheryl, what's the makeup of your board as far as number, and do you know their political persuasion?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do know. There's 7 of us, and 2 of us are ultra conservatives. There's one who is a chiropractor, and I would say he is a conservative. He's very quiet on the board, doesn't really say much, but he's got a business to protect. And then the other 4, one of them's registered as a Republican, but she doesn't behave like a Republican.
A lot of them don't.
Exactly. She's pretty quiet too. One of the girls that ran with me, we're going to have her run in 2 years against her and replace her. And then the other 2, I think Tom's a Republican too, but he doesn't act like one. And the one lady that I really, really, really wanted to be gone, unfortunately got reelected, and she is as far left as you can go. And then there's one other, and he's kind of leftish too. He's a registered Democrat. So yeah, it's going to be a serious challenge. But the superintendent, he's only got 6 months left. So he leaves in June. And they've already replaced him before the election. So, and they started a police department. They rushed talking about that in September, and boom, they hired a police chief this last Thursday, which I didn't get to go because I was sick. So it wouldn't have done any good because they'd already decided.
Why is the superintendent leaving?
He's retiring.
Oh,
The gentleman that's replacing him seems pretty even tempered, but I don't know him. I'm about to get to know him though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of even the little things out there. I have a daughter who's teaching at the high school in Fishers. And she was told this past year that if these kids have particular pronouns that they want used, that the teachers darn well better pay attention to that.
Well, our school corporation, one of the school, well, actually a couple schools sent out a letter from their principal talking about social emotional learning. They see no danger in it whatsoever. And I was sent the video of what they were going to show to young children. And while it seems very innocent on the surface, it sets kids up for comprehensive sex education. And they emphatically say that there's no CRT, but that's how all that stuff comes in, is through SEL.
Yeah.
So they are training Marxists is what it amounts to.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
a
mean, they
teacher
don't
can
see it,
teach
they
it.
just,
They'll never know it.
Yeah, the SEL and the CRT go hand in hand.
well, and so does the CSE. It's all tied
Yeah.
together.
Hmm.
And if they can get them as kids, they are well on their way to raising activists in the schools. And we
Yeah.
don't want that. We want kids that are going to think for themselves and not be bombarded with issues that they are too young to be bombarded with. I mean, they shouldn't be hearing some of this stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to see the video, I'm happy to send it to you. One of the ladies that ran with me for a school board, she challenged the teacher that was going to show this video. Well, the lady sent it to her. She watched it and she went back with her and said, whoa, wait a minute. Why is there, this talking sperm, and when you see it, you'll understand what I'm saying. But I'm dead serious. That's what it looks like. But anyway, the lady opted out and said she wasn't going to show the video. They were just going to teach the kids, keep their hands to themselves. And I'm like, well, that's what worked for me when I was in school. Why did we have to talk about all these other things? It's just unconscionable.
Dale, what was your daughter, the teacher's attitude or view on the election?
On the election?
On the school board, for the school board.
I mean, they're very heavily influenced by the teachers union. And most of the teachers pretty much back whatever the teachers union tells them to back.
Because I have a daughter in Fishers and she was encouraged by a couple of the people that were voted in on the school board. So
Yeah. I haven't heard any details since then.
she almost pulled her kids out. She was ready and she was interviewing schools. She was going to pull her kids out.
If they start pushing this vaccine and forcing kids to take it, you're going to see a lot of kids being pulled out. I know in our school corporation in the last year, our enrollment has declined by 4.2% already.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I just saw that today.
We should be pinging on our legislators right now. They should enact legislation that stops this. This is a public institution.
Yes.
They're not constitutionally allowed to require mandates of any kind. A school is a publicly funded organization.
Yes.
They're not private. And all of our legislators need to know that. They need to go off their duffs and get some legislation come January, first thing out of the tube that squelches this.
Right. Right.
I did hear there was some legislation coming in January about limiting who can actually run for school board. In other words, if you were a teacher or whatever, specifically teachers though, and administrators, that you won't be allowed to run for school board. So, because that's been my concern. I mean, there were 5 former teachers on our school board. Now there's still 4, but I replaced one of them.
Yeah,
I wouldn't think a teacher should be allowed on the school board.
Well, they really
Former
shouldn't, but even retired teachers, because if you are a teacher or former teacher and you choose to run for the school board, maybe you leave your position as a teacher, who are you going to support when
Right.
there's a question between students and teachers?
Conflict of interest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is a severe conflict of interest. And that's part of the problem right now is 3 of the board members that are former teachers are in the back pocket of the superintendent. They'll do whatever he wants.
I really think COS should raise this vaccine business at national,
Now.
and we should all be, the whole state. We should be able to get our House districts, regions, everybody fired up, working their legislators.
Larry, why don't you contact your legislator and see what kind of response?
I've written all
he-
3 of them. I mean, I've written to 2. I still consider the one I was moved out of, my legislator. She's pro COS. She was a co-sponsor of the resolution. And I've written to both my new senator and my new representative. I don't hear anything, but it's not January yet. They can't do anything, but I'll hit them again.
Well, the thing is, I think right now they are making decisions about what's going to be on the agenda during the legislative session. So it would be worth our while to be talking to them now and asking them if they're willing to support that kind of thing, or if there is interest in supporting something like that. We ought to be pushing that.
Larissa Sweet's already contacted me twice. I could contact her and ask her about that, but I don't know exactly how you want that worded. What is it you want them to do?
Stay out of healthcare.
Yeah,
Keep
I'm
their, the governor's got that commission that has been meeting for months. And well, actually over a year. And I know there's legislation coming from them in order to implement some of this vaccine and some other things. They want to have the control of medical decisions in the schools, central, and the state as a whole centralized, so that local government is uninvolved in the decision making.
It's
completely. So
unconstitutional.
they're just, of course it is, but they're going to try it anyway. I mean, look what they've done that's already been unconstitutional. And it didn't seem to bother them.
No backlash on anything.
yeah.
We sit
They
around and
seem
talk about it.
unmoved. They seem unmoved by the things that they've done, and there's no consequences.
Right.
Do you think
Nobody
Mike
does anything
Brown's
about
going to
it.
make a difference if he becomes the governor?
Heavens, no.
Well, I don't know, based on some of the things he said, but then other things he does, I don't know.
We ought
They're
to
so
be asking
wishy-washy.
them, the candidates, those questions right now.
Yeah.
Asking him.
I
to
think,
take a
I think
position.
Braun will be a serious step up from who we have now.
Yes, true,
I agree.
Anything will be better than what we have now.
right.
So
Yeah,
did Congress actually pass that marriage bill?
I
Yep,
think
yep.
it's all the way past,
I think so.
I know the House passed it, and I think the Senate.
Thank you,
did
Senator
too,
Todd.
so-
Yeah,
I thought
Yeah,
it was,
Todd.
I thought it just came out of committee in the House for a discussion.
I think
I
it's
thought
well
that was
beyond
what
the,
that
well
vote
beyond the
was.
committee.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah,
House
Todd
voted
Young
on it
voted for it.
last week.
Yes, he
I
did.
thought it was going on the president's desk.
Yeah,
oh,
Did you see his response?
He
Todd
won't be
Young
able to
wrote a
find it,
fairly
so maybe he
lengthy
won't sign it.
response.
right.
Uh-uh.
just so you guys know, this, our 40 minutes is gonna be up shortly, so.
Yeah,
Anything
see,
else?
like we ended rather abruptly last time.
I
Yeah, we did.
we did. I think we hit the wall.
I wanted to find out more about that Todd Young, that thing that you had on Slack. About the 17th Amendment. Dale,
Todd, I don't think I put that on there.
I
No,
think Marty or somebody put that on
oh,
there.
Marty
I haven't read
did,
it
Marty
yet.
did,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry, yeah, you're right, it was Marty. I'm kind of interested in that.
Somehow I missed that. What did it say?
I'm looking for it.
Todd Young is backing a bill to bring back the 17th, to get rid of the 17th Amendment or turn it around back so the senators are appointed instead of elected. And I think
Which
that
they
is
used to be.
a wonderful thing.
I think that
Pardon?
might be Mike Braun who supported that. I'd be astonished if Todd Young did.
I would be
Well,
too.
Oh, it
Todd
wasn't
Young-
Todd Young.
Yeah, I think it was somebody else. I don't even think Mike Braun came out in support of it, although he might.
Yeah, I would support that one. That's a great idea. That was a mistake to
Ma-
begin with.
Yeah,
Marty
that's what-
had Todd Young's name on that, because I replied to him about it. And I said, my feelings against Todd Young might change a little bit now because of this. Because I wasn't really a fan, but if
It's
you could come up
Jeffrey
with something
Tucker.
like that.
Vicky, it's Jeffrey Tucker. I'll send you the link. It's a long dissertation, if you will, on the 17th Amendment and why we need it. It's
I
on
read
the,
part of it. I didn't read all of it. It's like 3 pages. I read about a page and a half of it.
yeah,
But
it's on the
what was
random
on the
channel.
outside. Pardon?
It's on the random channel.
Yeah.
In Slack.
Slack.
December the 8th, Marty Wood posted it.
Doesn't it say Todd Young back there?
I'm sorry?
Doesn't it say Todd Young back there?
Oh, I
Isn't
don't-
that what
I don't-
Marty wrote?
No, I think he said Todd Young was the poster child for why we should repeal the 17th Amendment.
That's what it
That's
Oh,
was.
I
exactly
read it
right.
wrong. then.
That's what it was. Yeah.
He's a good example of why we should have the 17th Amendment, why we should repeal it.
Right.
Oh, boy, did I get that wrong.
Yeah.
December the 8th. That's where it's posted. And Marty's, I think his post is on there as well regarding Todd Young.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Wasn't he on the round table tonight?
It was the regular COS Indiana Live tonight. No
Right.
round table.
Round table.
And I don't think they're gonna do the roundtable on the 26th of December.
right.
Yeah,
they're
it's gonna be
do
a replay.
play a
It is
replay
gonna
and-
be a replay of last month.
Well, I
It'll
guess
be
he's
live
hosting
again in
the
January.
forum though
Mhm.
on Wednesday,
Mhm.
I think.
Yes, the 14th. There is a forum.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. I think we're about to be
Cut off.
abruptly disappeared.
down,
So
huh?
Very well. Yeah.
contact me if you need anything and keep looking at the LMT and make sure we try to connect with people as quickly as possible and try to do any face-to-face meetings you can with people who want to volunteer or get involved.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.